Today on CCX News, a big vision and big dreams, how a committee has reimagined the Robbinsdale School District. Hello and thanks for joining us. It's called Vision 2030, a committee's plan to chart the future of Robbinsdale area schools. The plan involves tough decisions, including a recommendation to consolidate 2 high schools down to 1. After months of work, a team of more than 35 parents, students, and community members brought forth recommendations at this week's school board meeting. A plan is needed as the district faces declining enrollment and serious financial deficits. One recommendation would merge the district's 2 high schools into a single campus. Building a new high school would be the first choice, but an existing high school could also be renovated. Some elementary and middle schools would also be closed. The plan also includes building improvements and creating a district-wide identity around art and innovation. The vision is a lot to take in, and board members know they'll need community-wide buy-in.
And to make this big of a vision happen, we're going to have buy-in on this. And I don't want to break the backs of our community. I don't want it to become a litmus test of loving this district if people are really looking at their financials, because that is the reality of our current climate.
We, the vision team, believe that this big dream is feasible. We would not have presented it to you if we did not believe it was feasible. And so
the committee recommended that the school board consider going to voters for a new high school or school renovations. It's been at least 45 years since voters approved a building bond referendum. A Golden Valley food shelf is dealing with a costly loss after a power outage forced it to toss thousands of dollars worth of perishable food. Power went out last week at PRISM after lightning struck a nearby power line. Electricity wasn't restored until 12 hours later. To add insult to injury, the food shelf's walk-in refrigerator blew a breaker and needed professional repairs. The result, nearly 2,700 pounds of refrigerated milk, cheese, and deli items were thrown away. PRISM Executive Director Michelle Ness says nothing to this extent has happened before. Now it's working to raise funds for a backup generator, estimated to cost about $15,000, so nothing like this will happen again.
Food purchases is one of our largest expenses here at PRISM. So keeping that food safe, keeping that food cool is really a priority. And yeah, that's what this experience has really highlighted, of having more backup plans, a generator or otherwise is needed.
The loss also comes at a time when the need is great. Food shelf visits increased 36% since last year, many of them first-time visitors. Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute is opening its doors to the community, even more than before. Fitness instructors at the institute showed off its new fitness studio this week. This might not look like a typical workout class, but Courage Kenny leaders say it's building strength in vital ways.
We've noticed that people are coming back and it's stronger than it was before, and that speaks to the need for community, that need for belonging, that need for a sense of engagement with peers and others that maybe walk a different life.
The studio has a variety of activities for group fitness, strength and balance training, post-stroke wellness, and something called cardio drumming, to name a few. Instructors also have tools that help challenge different abilities and levels of fitness. This adds more to Courage Kenny's repertoire of fitness classes. One member is already a part of the aquatherapy classes. She says fitness through Courage Kenny is empowering.
You don't feel self-conscious here. And more often than not, you feel empowered and that you end up doing more than you thought you could. So I think it's such a valuable resource, and we're so lucky to have it.
This space was made possible thanks to a private donor and a grant from the Christopher Reed Foundation. Anyone in the community can take the classes offered there. If you're interested, you can register for the fall classes beginning on September 29th. Last year, we introduced you to a couple who turned Buckthorn into one-of-a-kind wooden creations. They do it to raise awareness and funds for substance use disorder. And this year, they're raising their goals. I share how they're helping another local nonprofit. Every day, Dave Michelin puts in the hours on his lathe, shaping wood to become something greater.
Well, that's been good for me personally, is just having a having a mission.
Dave's crafts become pieces.
Fitted wood lids.
Hundreds and hundreds of spoons, boards, and bowls.
You can see how nice the grain and coloring is on that.
This is a fun thing.
His wife, Rhoda Michelin, is similarly crafty.
Baby beanies.
But for them, it's bigger than creating.
We found a purpose for it.
It's a reference to their son, Adam. He died of an overdose in 2016. Art is their grief therapy.
We feel in honoring him doing this, in the art of the process of making the objects, that he's with us and we can bring that forward.
They sell their work to benefit Change the Outcome, a nonprofit that educates on substance use disorder. This year, it's also helping New Hope nonprofit, the Food Group, which recently faced federal funding cuts.
There's a connection between families being able to have access to healthy food and lessening mental health problems.
Rhoda sees the need firsthand. She volunteers there every week.
Because it's not just the food, but it's allowing people to cook with dignity.
Supplying the food shelf, which Rhoda helps with, is just a part of the work.
Need has risen.
Communications manager Rachel Martin Asproth says volunteers, like Rhoda, make everything possible.
We rely on their creativity, their talents, their skills, their time, and they are so generous with it.
And as need grows, funding makes just as critical of a difference. It helps pay for more meals and feed more families.
When you're trying to create lasting change, you need many hands and many voices involved in that work in order to actually move the needle and create that lasting change.
Change that starts with a little creativity. Art of the Heart is holding its annual sale at the Michael Inns family home in Golden Valley on October 11th. We'll post more details on the sale at ccxmedia.org.